Cleaning out my mother's kitchen after she passed, I opened her old metal bread box. No bread, just a house deed, a faded Polaroid, and a letter that turned my uncle into my brother and my father into a stranger. I'm 55, and I thought I understood the math of my family. Dad plus mom equals me and my sister Abby. Uncle Ray equals Dad's younger brother, the one who could fix a lawnmower with a butter knife and a prayer. Simple math. Then the bread box opened. Mom's kitchen still smelled like cinnamon and pine sol. The vinyl floor had that soft stick you only notice when a house goes quiet. Abby took the china, I took the drawers. Beneath the pot holders and birthday candles was the old metal bread box. Green paint chipped at the edges, a dent from the time we moved in 1983. Inside, no bread. Just a brittle manila envelope, a folded county deed, a faded Polaroid of my mother in a yellow dress, and a letter addressed to me. The postmark was missing. The ink was Mom's careful cursive. Evan, if you're reading this, I'm gone and you're mad I kept quiet. I don't blame you. There's a reason the deed is in this envelope. Read to the end before you do anything. The deed was the next shock. It named Raymond Carter, Uncle Ray, as a life tenant in our family home, with the house to pass to my son, Evan Carter, on Ray's death. Not Dad, not Abby, me. I read it twice, then a third time, like a menu with prices hidden. A life estate. In Ohio law, that means Ray could live here till he died. Then it would be mine. Except Dad was still alive, living across town with his second wife, Daisy, and her yappy terrier. I went back to the letter. Your father, Frank, loved you the best he could. But he also left a lot, including me, whenever the road looked shinier. Your Uncle Ray was the one who stayed. He paid the mortgage 3 times in the 80s when your dad disappeared and I was working nights at the hospital. He taught you to ride a bike. He cut the grass. He kept the heat running when the furnace coughed out. The thing I never told you, Ray isn't just your uncle. He's your father. Frank knew. We all did. We agreed never to speak it because we were young and scared, and Ohio is small when people talk. The day you were born, Ray sat in a hallway with a coffee and told the nurse he was the brother. He was, and more. The kitchen light hummed. Outside, someone's mower coughed to life. The sound of our neighborhood in summer, men in sleeveless shirts pushing lines into the grass.
Abby knows about the deed, not the blood. I wanted you to know the truth from me, not from probate. If you're angry, write it down and burn the paper. If you can, go talk to Ray before Frank. He'll tell you the same thing I would. Family is the person who shows up. P.S. There's a photo in the bread box. Keep it. It's the only one of the 3 of us on the porch before everything got complicated. I drove to Ray's trailer by the river. He was on the steps, oil under his nails, a Reds game low on the radio. He looked up once and saw the envelope in my hand, and something in his mouth set like concrete. Your mom kept that a long time, he said. She did, I answered. Is it true? He nodded once. I told her to tell you when you turned 18, then 21, then when Frank left for good. But she said the truth would turn the town into a courtroom. She swore she'd put it in writing. I guess she did. He patted the step. I sat. The river made the same brown, patient sound it always made, like time itself. Why a life estate? I asked. Ray chuckled. Your mother's idea. She said if she wrote the house down the middle, you and Abby would fight till Christmas. This way, I get to sit in her kitchen till I'm done breathing, and you get a roof one day without anyone feeling cheated. Abby gets the CD and the retirement. We watched a barge slide by. Finally, I said the words that had been chewing on me since the kitchen. Why didn't you tell me you were my father? He took a long breath. Because I didn't want you to choose between loving me and loving your dad. Frank gave you his name and his baseball mitt. I gave you oil changes and winters with the furnace patched together with duct tape. You needed both. I thought of the first time Dad took me to Cedar Point and went missing for 3 hours. Found him playing blackjack in the smokiest corner of the boat casino, swearing he'd win enough for us to ride everything twice. I also thought of the time Ray drove through a snowstorm at midnight, chains on the tires, to pick me up from a busted party because I'd called and said, "Can you come?" He just said, "Put a coat on." "You mad?" Ray asked softly. I surprised us both. "No, I'm home." The word felt true in my mouth. We didn't hug. Midwestern men of a certain age don't. But he clapped my shoulder and I felt something shift inside me, like a picture finally hung straight. Telling Frank was harder. He met me at the diner off Route 20, ordered coffee and a slice of lemon pie, said, "What's the news, son?" Like we were catching up on the Reds. I slid the Polaroid across the table, then the letter. He read slow. He didn't cry. He looked like a man trying to keep a truck between the lines in crosswinds. Finally, he said, "I always knew Ray loved your mother more. And maybe he deserved to. I had roads in my veins. I shouldn't have married a porch." He pushed the photo back toward me. "You're still my boy," he added, "even if the blood says otherwise. Blood makes kin. Time makes family. Let me keep being your old man who tells bad jokes and brings fireworks on the 4th. I nodded. "I've got room for both. At the house, I put the Polaroid on the mantle. It looks different now. Not a triangle of choices, but a promise that held in its crooked way." Abby came over that night. I told her everything. She cried, then laughed through it, then hugged me till my ribs popped. "You always were more like Ray," she said. "You know that, right? The way you fix things instead of talking about them." The deed went to the lawyer. The bread box went back on the shelf. Empty now, except for a folded note I wrote to myself. Family is the person who shows up. Ray still sits at Mom's kitchen table. The Reds low on the radio. I come by with groceries, fix the storm door, listen to the river in the pipes. One day this roof will be mine, but in the ways that matter, it already is. Because the man who earned it taught me what a house is for.